being the liaison between the label, or if it's the manager, or if it's the artist, just being that middle ground, and also just respecting what's going on all sides. It's music, it's creative, it's art, but it's also turned into a business that makes a lot of people a lot of money.
The One More Time Music Podcast. Genuine conversations with genuine people about music. Hosted by Henry with a 3 and Playback Ben.
Went from Beamer Coops to Pencils. Don't want this to end, so part that one more time. Part that one more time. Part that shit like one more time. They part that one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of the One More Time podcast. This is like 16 weeks in. Are you guys sick of us yet? Jeez, I'm kind of sick of hearing myself talk. But
I'm sick of you.
Thank you. I've always been sick of you since the day we met. So another episode, another week. Henry, who do we have on the podcast today?
Today on the One More Time podcast, welcoming in YouTuber turned boxer Logan Paul.
Logan, thank you for coming out.
Damn. That one?
We try our best to do celebrity lookalikes.
I look like Logan Paul.
Apparently, according to Henry, you do.
That's the best I had this week.
I was undecided when he told me what he was going to use for today's intro.
You know what? I haven't heard that one ever.
Who would you say you do look like?
Bruh, who? With the long red hair. Who do you think I always get?
Oh, clearly we didn't
Not
know.
Logan
Because
Paul.
Damn. Yeah. Y'all the first one, Shaun White. Everybody calls you Shaun.
Wow. We missed an opportunity.
Yeah, well, the old Shaun White. Yeah,
Okay.
the old Shaun White.
Okay.
I don't know who else.
Or Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been way funnier now that
my mom lives in South Carolina. She likes to call me that quarterback Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Sunshine.
Okay. Wow, these are all better than Logan Paul. So.
Yeah, I would have thought a lot of better ones.
Fair enough. But in all seriousness, folks, this is Jackson or Jack Mumford. He's a manager at Airwaves Atlanta. He is head of A&R at Chaos Club. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
No, so a lot of people claim the title of A&R. Okay,
Yeah, I hated it. I don't even.
But to you, define A&R for us. What is an A&R to you?
I mean, to me, it's just going above and beyond, because you are for me right now, it's like being the liaison between, if it's the label, or if it's the manager, or if it's the artist, just being that middle ground, and also just respecting what's going on all sides, because it's music, it's creative, it's art, but it's also turned into a business that makes a lot of people a lot of money. So you got to understand both sides and come at it with just the understanding of you're in a good place about what your decision is, or where we want to go with this record or that and the other, and working with the right people. I think that's what makes a good A&R, because it's not just finding the artist and signing them to the label. It's day in, day out meetings, talking to them, take off this song off the album, put this one on. Oh, what do you think about this? And doing ancillary stuff. Did I say that right? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So,
it's okay because we make up words on the podcast too. So if it wasn't right, we're gonna roll
questioning
with it.
myself on that word the past couple weeks.
I think you nailed it.
All right, perfect. So and it's doing
I think liaison was a great word.
Yeah, that's a liaison. Everything I just kind of realized being an A&R, everything kind of comes back to you. Yeah. Especially when you're overseeing projects, because you're the overseer. Yeah. You're kind of the coach. And, your CEOs and your execs are your GMs, the front office. And they're looking what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are your players playing right, or what's going on?
Yeah.
So
your love for the creative process, did it come from seeing your brother rap? Is that the first time that you fell in love with making music?
Yeah, actually it was before that. So we had one one desktop computer. And so it was in the office. And our dad hated when we downloaded LimeWire and FrostWire.
I thought you were gonna say porn.
I mean, you could probably get it on there. I'm sure it was a torrent or some shit. I don't know. But we had Dad Piff and Hot New Hip Hop, but we wanted the stuff that we couldn't buy, or the unreleased. We didn't know, sometimes we didn't know what we were listening to, because it'd be titled something different, but it'd be a Gucci Mane track that got leaked on LimeWire or FrostWire. Anyways, that's where I first fell in love with finding out music and hip hop specifically. But my parents we're listening. My name's Jackson. We're listening to Outkast, Miss Jackson, Rose, all that. They play that back, Nelly, Country Grammar, my mom, I'm pretty sure it was like Jay-Z live from the Boiler Room, like
Wow.
Blueprint live from the Boiler Room. She had on,
Your mom was listening to this?
on disc.
Your
And
mom sounds awesome.
we were going.
My
to
mom was
hockey-
not listening
on
to these
hockey
records.
practice in Charleston, South Carolina, all the time. She would play that, and I remember it was like live band. It was lit. You know,
Damn.
it was cool.
Shout out to moms one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Shout out Jack's mom one time.
Shout out to Miss Mumford.
Love you, mom. Love you, mom.
Ms. Mumford.
I think it just translated because my brother was always the older one, so he was always showing me the new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, I ain't gonna lie, my brother was like the first dude to make it cool to like Justin Bieber and his friend group. And it
Wow.
transcended. You know, it was like he was blaring
So
this.
there was a bunch of believers in your
No,
in your
my brother's friend.
group?
Yeah, I mean, like, it just, you know, it was like high school. It looked cool, but like, he always was just a tastemaker.
Yeah.
So he always just brought the new music, and I took that upon myself to when it got to the point where like I was in high school, or,
Yeah.
you know, I would be that person. But yeah, he started rapping, and I was like, oh shit, like, my brother's actually doing this. That's around the time, like, I was in middle school in Tennessee. So,
Yeah, so you moved around a lot.
I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
I just moved around because my dad's job. You know, he's
Okay.
like in the golf business. Like, he was just getting promotions. Like, he was just working his way up. You know, I saw my parents come from like, you know, me and my brother sleep in the same bed to get my own room to like
Yeah.
the levels.
Yeah.
I saw how hard work goes and pays off, you know, when you put your time in, you know. And so my brother just like finished out high school there and got his college scholarship to play soccer, you know.
And you also
Played
were a big soccer
yeah.
player, and you had a scholarship, right?
Yeah. So then I moved
It got
down to-
cut short a little bit, though.
Yeah, so it comes to like playoffs, they don't make the playoffs. So I'm like, season's over. You know, all right, I'm jet setting to Orlando, Florida to go to this festival. You know, I love electronic music. You know, that's like
EDC?
yeah, EDC. It was EDC Orlando. Yeah. And it's cool. Like, I don't like listen to it daily, but like when I go to those festivals, it's like my vacation. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you're a big whomper, aren't you?
Yeah.
You love the womp.
I love me some wubs. I can't lie.
Wubby wub.
Definitely had some good time. So I went. It was a great time. Came back, and yeah, got a little told on. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like smoke. You know, some weed and you know stuff and like
Some dry snitching.
yeah, some. I don't know who it was. I ain't gonna accuse him on this, but like I don't know who it was. I have my hunches, but it's all good. It's all good. Everything panned out, and they know who they are, but it panned out. But anyways, I got back, and yeah, so the day after East Orlando, I get a call from the AD. What they tried to do though was try to send me to fucking rehab,
Ooh.
and I was like, nah, like I'm not that. You know, like I get
Yeah.
it, like I messed up, but like you know, it's all good.
Yeah. That didn't fly.
I just didn't. I mean, at the time, bro, like I didn't know what I was doing either. Like I was not.
So you parted ways.
Yeah, I
at
parted
that point.
ways. I just like, yeah, I just said, all right, deuces. Like,
Sure.
you know, this ain't for me. I was just a kid. I was just 18 years old. There's a lot of other shit going on in my life too
Yeah.
that I didn't know how to juggle.
Yeah.
You know, so that definitely affected me. But you know, that's all my responsibility. I learned from those things. So, yeah, I went back to you know Florida, and then
So is this when NGAF
yeah. That's when
starts?
That's when.
What was NGAF?
It means never go against family. We have a lot of other meanings for it, as what you could think, like never give a fuck or anything. Just because we're like some Orlando kids, it was around the time where we were all like heavily influenced by X and Ski and Members Only and all that stuff like that. They were coming through Orlando a lot, you know, performing like on Mills and just like at different venues around the city, Soundbar, all types of videos. I mean, my homie Austin, you know, who started NJF, like who got me involved with it. He has like DMs from like X and Ski way back in the day, telling him like 500 a show. Like, you know,
So what were you doing with them? Were
I
you
was
promoting shows. Were
so
you-
yeah. I'm about to give you. I'll let
sure.
you know. So how like he brought me this idea. Hey, like I see other people doing this. Why can't we do this? It started out simply as a clothing brand. I was like, well, you need a website. You
Yeah.
know, you need some things. I can do that. You know, I was like, I know how to do a big cartel. I was like, it's easy. You know, I started to learn how to like embed codes and stuff. And like, I wasn't coding, but I was just learning like how to make
Fundamentals.
Copy
how
paste.
to make things look cool. We started doing a blog. We were doing content. You know, I was just with Austin. You know, pressing shirts, making designs, cutting out. You know, like everybody did their dues. Like that was a fun time. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but we knew what we were doing. Like it was just to like make an impact. And for a lot of us, was just to like break down the door of like, well, maybe we can do something in this. I didn't know what I wanted to do music, but I know I wanted to do something. thing. We started throwing shows after we dropped some clothes, like some releases. We threw a show at this thing called Vinyl Arts downtown. And our show, our first one, it got shut down because it was so fucking packed out, crazy.
Wow.
But it was lit. It was like the
Yeah, more
thing.
like
yeah,
cheers.
nah.
More
Yeah,
like-
that needed a cheer.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
it was so cool. It got shut down.
It was awesome because it was
Yeah.
the last performers, headliners, they were going nuts. And it was just a moment. But Vonnie was performing that night and he killed it. You know, he had his little song Tropicana going crazy. But me and him don't connect until another 6-7 months. The NJF stuff is cool, but we're just definitely spending all our money, making some bag, not really. We're really doing it to get our name out. So it's not I'm still working jobs fucking Pizza Hut, Smoothie King, this place called Dexter's. I did construction, window.
So, but what did you think you were working towards at that time? Did you think you wanted to be this big promoter? Did you want to be
I think I was just working
owner?
Yeah. I was just trying to figure it out, you know. But I was just doing anything I could get my hand on. I put money into it. I was taking my paychecks and putting it into the shows.
Yeah.
And then it was do I stay in Orlando? Do I go to Miami? And Miami was a reset for me.
Okay, so you're in Miami.
Yeah, I'm in Miami. I'm in Sunrise, near Fort Lauderdale.
sure.
You know, right there off Oakland
South
Park.
Florida.
Yeah, South Florida, Broward County.
Yeah.
Broward.
I started working at that Sawgrass Mills. I worked at Levi's, Puma. I was just getting the bag. I was resetting. I wasn't really getting into too much. I wasn't putting myself out there. But I couldn't help myself. I mean, I did get a little bit notoriety. That was the time where a lot of people, that internet wave was just evident. Twitter was crazy.
So were you still writing and stuff at this time?
I was writing for 5 blogs. I was busting it, trying to interview anyone I could.
Did you always have a fascination with writing, as a kid or anything,
Fuck
or
no.
where? So that just,
Bro,
that
I
was
don't
just
know
a
where that
random-
came
It was
from.
a random thing that
I mean, I think I like talking. You know,
Sure.
So
You're at
I
the
think-
right place, my friend.
Yeah.
exactly. But
we definitely don't have to pull teeth with Jackson when it comes to talking.
hell no.
Same here. It's okay.
I had this thing where I was seeing blogs and publications post negative reviews about music, and I didn't understand that because my mom always said if you don't like or
You have nothing nice to say.
don't fucking
say
say it at all. Who cares? I don't care if you don't like it. If you like it, tell me all about it though.
Yeah.
Because you must have something interesting. There must be passion
Yeah.
there. If you don't like it, you're just gonna be bitching and moaning about it the whole time. I don't care.
Yeah.
You could take that shit somewhere else. I mean, I never wrote a bad review in my life.
Yeah.
You
If-
cannot
but it-
find.
if you really didn't like something, though,
I just didn't write about it.
Didn't write it.
No. And
Yeah.
that was probably an unpopular approach. I would
Yeah.
imagine you were clearly getting more and more gigs, so people saw your
I think
approach. It's not like you tried once and they were like, "Ooh, this positivity bullshit." Get that out of here.
I think they like the wittiness. I had
Okay.
a little witty. You know, I would always I would keep Daily Achievers is my favorite one to write for.
Yeah.
Because
What was your favorite article to write for Daily Chiefers?
I've been bringing it up lately.
Well, let's bring it up now.
But I wrote Court. You know, Bobby Corday.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
I
course.
wrote about him when he was Entendre. And
That was his artist name?
You can look it up right
Didn't
now
even know
on
that.
Daily
Yeah, I had
Shot.
no idea.
You can look up Entendre, Daily Achievers. He'll pull up, and it'll be Jack wrote that article.
Wow.
Yeah, and he changed his name.
Was he doing a lot of double, triple entendres?
I don't know,
stuff,
but he was
the super
definitely.
deep lyrics.
He was
If he
definitely.
wasn't, then that's a weird brand name.
He was
I'm not gonna
definitely.
lie.
He was definitely dope. He was definitely good. His guy Hospy. At the time, I was in this little creative writer clique on Twitter, in the DMs.
Ooh, a writer click.
No, we were just-
sounds exclusive.
Hey, what was fucking exclusive?
Sounds awesome.
I mean, no, it was cool. We were just sharing, it was just
Yeah, were all the texts this long or something? You know, you can never say just a quick.
The most detailed group chat of all time.
besides me. Yeah, I'm just this song is fire.
Dope. Nice.
Light that shit up. And all the people I got to meet. I mean, I was going to South by Southwest, and I got to run up to rappers and artists and shit and be like, "Hey, I work with Daily Achievers. Can I get a drop?" Can
Do you think the blogging kind of set the foundation for you?
Oh yeah!
networking,
Shout out to
meeting people?
Hey, hold on! Shout out to Joey Walker, the dude who
Joey?
the dude who
We'd
runs.
love to have you on the podcast,
Hey,
Joey. We'd
hey.
love to have you on.
Hey, the dude he runs Daily Achievers. He's A&R one of the best A&Rs I know. He knew Vonnie and he knew the team, and we had met, but he never knew that like I was blogging at the time. He was just like, bro, I never knew you wrote, or I never knew you did this shit. Like, what? Why didn't you tell me? And I was like, yeah, bro, I'm just low key. That's all me. I'm a fly on the wall. I'm gonna soak up all the information, but I'll never be like, yo, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. You weren't asking for favors.
like not until like until you know your value. You know, but then I knew I didn't have no value. Like I was just doing shit because I knew I had to until something was like popped. Until something was like, damn, he did that. Oh shit, what's up? Like, what are you doing?
So did you start managing Vonnie Vo down in Florida?
Yeah, I was managing Vonnie at the time.
Okay, so you're managing Vonnie. You end up getting him on a tour
with Riz.
Yeah,
so
who will come full circle to in a little bit, but how did you even we like to give insights to our audience who might be, wanting to get in the music business, whatever. How did you even get him on a tour? How does that even work?
Like how it actually happened was we had a show like at Hanau in Orlando like a month or two before it got like offered to us, and I was looking for a DJ board. Couldn't find one. I hit up his boy, Jorge, Javi.
We'll call him Jorge.
Something with a soft J.
Bro, yeah. Fuck. I'm sorry, bro. You know who you are.
Shout out to you, whoever you are.
And he worked at Vans, though, with our boy, Daniel Hartzog. Ooh. So Daniel Hartzog, who's the executive producer, does a lot of Riz's production. Yeah. We hit the guy up from Vans, and he hit up Daniel. And he like basically was like, yo, I think this kid might have one. And Daniel did. And he connected me with him.
So this is how you meet Dan?
This is how I meet Daniel.
Because he just has a DJ board in the city of Orlando.
Swear to God.
And he ends up becoming a big part of your story.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine if he never bought the board.
Guys, if you need a connection, just have a fucking spare DJ board.
Buy some CDJs and the right people will find you.
You might meet a Jack Mumford at some point in your life.
Yeah, I mean, bro, you know, like that's
crazy.
That's the crazy thing. A lot of us weren't like really internet built. Like none of it. Like I did a lot of things internet pre to meeting who I work with right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was a real life. Yeah. Who has a fucking DJ board in this city?
Yeah,
and you literally meet him.
Yeah,
so you meet Dan. He comes over, brings the DJ.
Yeah, and
board.
we set up the set list. He comes to the show. I'm pretty sure, and like
he's like, "Hey, I make beats too."
Yeah, he shows me Riz, and like I don't think I've ever told him this, but like I never listened to Riz until the day I got on tour with him. At the time, I was kind of still like not in tune with what like give people time. You know, give the people the time. Whether it's a DM, whether it's a conversation. Give the people the time, because Riz is, why I'm here, Transpires like a couple months later, maybe a month. I don't remember the timeline, but Dan DMs me. He goes, yo, like, you want to come? Vonnie want to come direct support for Riz? And I was just like, go on tour? I was like, yeah.
Yes.
I was like, what? Yes. I was like, I don't care what I don't care who we're playing, where we're playing. Yeah. I don't know. Just take us.
Yeah.
Like, road trip. I get to go on the road.
But so Dan, he ends up being a big part of your life. You guys become roommates.
Yeah. So after this tour, I'm back in like Florida, and he starts coming down. Him, DA, like all my homies are like.
Shout out DA.
Shout out DA.
We'd love to have you on the podcast, my friend.
Yes, have DA on the podcast, please.
Good guy, great stories.
He probably wouldn't come on, but
we're gonna try our best.
You gotta try.
Yeah. After this tour.
Yeah.
With Riz and Vonnie Vo.
Yep.
Do you end up moving in with Dan at this point?
So I go back to...
How does it go from the guy that literally has a DJ board to, hey, man, want to come live with me?
I mean, when you're on a road with someone for a week, and you know them kind of like just by exchanging, and you've interacted with Dan like when he's come down like multiple times, throughout like that spring. Or
sure.
I think that's when I think we did the summer. So like it was that spring. He was like hanging around. We became really good friends. One night, we were on my parking garage, and he goes, yeah, bro, like, you want to like just move in like to the crib? For me, it was like that fresh start. It was like that restart that I got.
So paint us the picture of this spot. Where was it?
It was in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, this isn't in Miami, by the way.
No.
People.
I'm leaving Miami.
He's leaving giant city.
Okay.
When I left it wasn't a big deal to me. Miami didn't excite me like hell it does with other people.
Where do you go?
I go to Donaldsonville, Georgia. Nobody knows where the hell.
Donaldsonville, Georgia.
Donaldson. We got to say it right. We gotta say it right. One street light stops, town.
The main street.
Main street, we live in the main part. But this was like the craziest reset for me. I mean, this is where life, this is where I started getting into management. This is like for real, like managing producers.
No, this spot was like a big.
This was a huge
launching point.
Huge launching point. This is where I meet, like I say, everybody I work with now. But Dan's over here forming this relationship with David Morse, who I manage. He was DMing like, hey, you have some sick songs. This is the only internet connection, by the way. Besides Dan and Riz on the internet, and Dan and David is the only internet connection that this whole group has.
So you guys were just hustling.
We just see how teams were built. We just see who's around it. Like there's pieces. There's your guy who like does this. There's your man.
So what were some of the things you guys were doing?
So, I mean, yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a crossroads at the beginning. I was doing the blogging. I was like kind of just being the running man for Riz and like Dan and the gang. Like I was just really just like, oh, we got to go to South by Southwest. I'm hopping in the van. Oh, we got to go to LA. I'm going. Oh, like you need this. I'm there. Like what you need. I'll be your guy.
Ancillary support.
Exactly. Just being a jack of all trades. Pun intended.
Pun is always intended here.
Yes.
So it sounds like you had this hustler attitude of just like whatever it took, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was weeks in that time period where we were like nothing was really going on. Me and DA, we had like a rooftop at our place. Like we lived above Daniel's parents' pharmacy. Shit was crazy.
Yeah,
but it was dope. It was
on
fine.
Main Street.
On
Literally,
Main Street. Yeah,
it just said pharmacy. It didn't even have.
Yeah, it had the RX.
The pharmacy of Donaldsville.
Yeah, had the RX.
There's no CVS. There's no Walgreens.
Yeah.
It's pharmacy. But so other than hustling, what are some of the other characteristics that you think have made you successful in music so far?
And I've noticed for me, if I put in the work and I just put my head down and I don't ask for anything and when it's the right time, proper moves at the proper timing. That was my thing. Like, there's always a right move at the right time. It's always not right.
One more time.
Give it to him one more time, man. I don't think they were listening to you, Jack.
Proper moves for the proper time, or proper moves for proper timing, whatever you want to say. I said it smoother. I haven't said it in a while because I just live by it.
That was pretty smooth.
No, I live by it
It's
now.
like a 7 on the smooth
I used
scale.
to say I say things, so I start living by them. You know what I'm saying? I just say it a bunch. Like manifestation has been our word this year. It's been a word for a long time. We've always felt it, but I've just been saying it more and more and more and speaking on it. I think also believing in what you're meant to be doing. I think I'm right in where I need to be. I think I now like when I got into the management and I started like, shout out to my boy Kevin Cossett. He manages like TNT, Taj Money.
Oh, they're with Lush Publishing, right?
Yeah, he's Lush. So that's Kevin.
He's from Lush?
Yeah,
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
So we had Woe on the podcast.
Okay, fire. Yeah.
Woe manages
Tragic,
Mexico
our boy
Dro
Tragic's
and
with them.
Tasha Couture.
There you go.
Another big kind of launching,
shout out
point for
Tasha.
you was an Interscope or an A&R at Interscope.
Oh, yeah.
Hits you up for a 6 Dogs pack.
But the crazy thing is I don't know if I knew that we were sending the 6 Dogs. I might have known, but like I think I just
How big was that pack?
people, bro. Like, that pack was like 50 plus.
50 beats?
50 plus from my main 3. David, Woods, and Daniel.
It's hard to ignore.
It's bro.
50 beat
I'm
pack.
surprised they got through all of them.
Kevin Cossett, he was managing all his producers. He'd say, "Hey, I need a studio." We just like got to the studio, and I was just watching him like pull up his laptop, have like beats for all his producers, and start playing them. And this artist is going in there and coming out, and be like, "All right, play the next one," and it's all his people, and I'm like sitting there like, okay, why have I not seen this before? Like I was like, I've been in plenty of studios. You managed an artist, or whatever sort of. That was like me and Vonnie, like that was like us figuring our careers out at the time.
You have to start somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly. So
there's no fucking
I'm watching
course for management.
Exactly.
You learn by trial and error and
every day. And I'm watching them. I'm like, all right, this is fire. Like I like this. This is cool. Like you manage the producers, they make the beats. You get to work with the artists in the studio. That's cool.
Racking up W's.
I like working with artists. Like I like interacting with them. You get to interact with the producers. You get to make the records happen. Then you don't got to deal with like the management of the artists. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's difficult. It's not for everyone. that's where it came to. All right, let me go figure out this management career. Like, let me go finish out. Like, let me go figure out the game. Let me go like manage some producers. From Kevin, watching him do that, I was like, yeah, I need to do this. So I have Daniel. He's I've known David at this point. You know, I know Woods. I know Jamie. I know all these guys. You know, so I'm like, yeah, let's get some packs together. Like, let's start. I don't know if Six Dogs was the first pack I sent out, but it might have been.
It was the biggest for sure.
I mean,
Well, is that just the average pack size? Like, because I'll send
no.
like
Yeah.
10, maybe.
no,
5 sometimes.
I remember we were in the basement of David's and I said that story and like, I'm pretty sure Hanzo, Danny Wolf were there and like, they both looked at me and they're like, bro, don't ever do that with my beats.
Yeah.
And at that moment I was like, yep, never, not like 4 to, I mean, depending on what the people, I mean, I always just say how many you want, like a couple, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's like a
magic number.
magic number,
Right.
but
Yeah.
like, everyone says 4 to
But
5.
it's not 50.
If there was a magic
It's
number.
way less
I mean,
than 50.
all right,
Less than
let's
50.
put the logic here. I gave 50 and got 3 back. You know, when
Yeah.
you send out 5, sometimes
You might
don't
get
shit
0
back.
or 1.
or
good
you
point.
might not
Or
get
0.
none.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe we should start sending out 50.
No, don't
50
do that.
beat
Don't do that. Don't do
bags.
that. Don't do that.
Can we start at like
Because
20?
nah, that's just like I feel like that's just ethically wrong.
Yeah. So I know you did spend some time out in LA. Were there any highlights from your time out there?
I had met this guy, Gabe Supporta, who was like my like first real mentor. I met him in South by Southwest, and I pick up the phone and I'm like, "Yo, bro, like, you know, I ain't really got much going right now. Like, I mean, I do, you know, but like, not really. I really want to get my foot really in this door. Like, I really want to come work for a company. I don't gotta get paid. Like, I just want to come. I'll fly out there tomorrow. I'll spend my last money and go out there." It was the first person I reached out to. I was about to reach out to some like labels and shit, try to get a job. He reached out. He's like, "Bro, it's yours. Come out." Like, he's like, "Yeah, I can't pay you right now, but like, let's work towards something, you know?" Like, I was like, shit, say no more. Like, ran to my mom. I was like, all right, I'm going to fucking LA. Like, I'm gonna go do this. Like, I'm gonna give it a try. I went out to LA and I started this 2-year journey out there.
So what was Gabe doing? Was he a producer manager?
Oh, no. So the artist group, the music at the time, it was like a label service, but it was also, it's a management company. It started out as a management company.
Okay.
All these dope artists, like all type pop, alternative, you know, electronic, you know, all rock, all types of stuff, you know. And they were very welcoming. I mean, you know, like some great coworkers, some great, you know, women to work with, you know, really like the women are some of the favorite people to work with in this industry. They're very talented. That was a great time to learn from them and be efficient, but also be yourself, you know, because this is business. You meet execs, you meet A&Rs, you meet people. They're all like these unique people. Like, I mean, I'm definitely a one-on-one. I know that, you know,
Yeah.
so like everybody's a one-on-one in this shit. Like, and that's what I love about it. It was a really good time. So I'm working with some artists. Some are like, I'm not really clicking with it. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. And like me and Gabe are talking all the time, like what I could do better and what, you know, like really giving me pointers on the game. I mean, I'm listening to this man on phone calls every day, help the process and be for the artist. I mean, it's the artist group. It's for the artist by the artist. You know, that was his thing. He was an artist. He was in Cobra Starship, you know, fucking big, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he knew it. You know, that was cool to learn from because he really cared about who he worked with.
Yeah.
And that's like what I do. I care, you know. There's this guy, you know, my boy Blaze Riley was renting out the studio. The studio owned by Tag in the same building. One night we had like the Tag night. We were like all like partying. All the artists were there and like people were showing up and we were just having a good time. And I ended up just like, I have such a long trek back to Long Beach. I was like, I'm just gonna stay the night in the studio. He comes in the next day and he's like, oh shit, what's up? And I'm like, my bad, bro. Like, I just had a long like drive back. I was so toasted last night. I just didn't want to go. We just chilled that whole day, you know. Like, showed me his music, showed me what he's writing on, who he's working with, what was the plan.
So did you start working with him officially at all?
So yeah, so Gabe comes in one day and he goes, you want to guess who we're managing? You know, you get like 10 guesses or some shit. So like Sid, me, everybody starts guessing. Like this person, that person, that person. We're not guessing plays at all. At the time I thought he had a manager. He's like, no, we got Blaze.
Nice.
And he was like, Jackson, you're going to be on it. So that was my first day-to-day management.
And so obviously you're out in LA, you start learning the ropes of management.
Yeah.
Right?
So like me and Gabe are now I'm getting paid now. You know, I'm getting checks. I'm working every day on shit. This is like my first project with Gabe. I think the goal is just to help him get back in with his people there, like his A&Rs and just like, let's get shit moving. And I think we kind of did that. Did that Space Jam stuff, came through. And like, I remember sending the brief to him, I mean, everybody can send a brief, but like, Blaze really like took it to him. And that's when he went through the beats for Tasha Couture. And he picked out a Tasha Couture beat and he wrote Game Time by Lil Tecca and Amine. So I got to see that from V1 to wherever.
Finished product, yeah.
V20,000.
Right.
That's
how that goes for real.
From Blaze, I take this phone call with Naomi Wild where I'm like get on her as her day-to-day manager. That's my girl. Like I love her. She transcended. She was going from a different part in her career, like from touring into like this album. Really like forming that project was like the moment for me. I was really in the nitty gritty with Naomi. I was really like A&R that project.
Yeah.
I was really like trying to get songs done. Like we're trying to form a project, form an idea. All that. And that's where it really was like, okay, I can do this shit. Like, I think I know what I want to do. I think I want to like be an A&R. I want to do the management stuff, but I want to do it like in my time. So that whole period with Naomi was really great.
So does Jamie call at this point or?
Yeah. So me and Jamie are talking. This is the time around where the producers kind of start going up. Like they start doing their thing.
Mm-hmm. Catching some placements.
Yes. So there was a period of time where Atlanta was doing Atlanta and Jackson was doing Jackson in LA. You know what I'm saying? Where like we weren't talking every day. I would get updates here and there, but I was really focused on like getting game every day, like staying in like what this industry is or what I can learn. I wasn't really focused on stuff going on in Atlanta. But I was always there to help because I was like learning a lot. This song For the Trap that Jamie did, or not Jamie, but like they recorded at Jamie's house and then ended up finishing it at David's. Woods and David got on it with Sensei ATL. And that was like the first one because that shit went viral, So, and he got like signed off Columbia for it. A few more come in. The big one for Woods was Sofego. Fago was kind of coming over more.
He's going crazy right now.
Yeah, going stupid. Six Dogs was recording his whole album at the time there. Like that Ronald was being recorded at the house. So I'm getting updates every day from Jamie, like, bro, this, the, that, and the other. And I'm just like, bro, y'all really like killing it. Like y'all like doing the damn thing. And that's when quarantine hit. I'm going back to Florida. I'm going to go just chill with my dad for a month. I hadn't seen my dad in like 2 years. I go back to LA in July, trying to find an apartment. Staying at Naomi's. Didn't really find anything. I don't think I really wanted anything. I wasn't motivated to get an apartment in LA. Next place I go, Atlanta. So finally I get, back to Atlanta after like 2.5 years. And like, yeah, they've turned up. Like I've obviously seen it. I've been doing like the paperwork and I've been helping, like, like managing, like Jamie's like the A&R day-to-day manager in the city. And like, I'm just over here like on the emails and like making sure everybody's business is straight. And at the time we get like, our good lawyer, Darian Schwartz, gotta shout out Darian. He
shout him out.
Handles all of our shit, gets it done.
Yo, we might need his business card.
Dude,
yeah,
I'm sure he would not mind it.
Yeah.
The lawyers, they always down to take someone else.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'll take a
I don't mean to put that on you, Derry, but
slutty ass lawyers.
Well, now he's definitely not going to work with us.
Hell nah.
Yeah.
Y'all wrote that one off.
Yeah, way to go, man.
We'll edit that out of the episode.
You burned that bridge. So when you moved back, did you know you were gonna?
Yeah, I didn't move back at that time. Like, it wasn't official. I hadn't left Tag. It was just I came back. You
were just around Atlanta.
I was just staying at the house. Like that I live at now. I was just at the couch because there was other people living in the crib and in the room. So I was just crashing on the couch, and I was there for like 2 months, I think. And in that time, a lot happened. The Chaos Club started. Like Airwaves Atlanta really took off for Jamie. Him and Woods were like really cultivating Fago's sound, and like Fago's team became part of our team, like their family, and
and placements were coming, and David was doing really well, and Daniel was making this project and getting in with Tom the Mailman, and like we were just all these things were happening, and I was like, like I missed it, I was just like I wanted to be here, and I think there's some opportunities with the Chaos Club stuff, and at the time they were interested in Riz, and I was a big part of just Riz's like friend life, and a person who worked in the music stuff and was doing something, he was definitely a reason why I even know Gabe.
So tell us what Chaos Club is.
Chaos Club is just it's just an indie label started by Danny Wolf.
Shout out Danny Wolf.
Shout out.
We'd love to have you on the podcast.
Shout out to the boy. I'll definitely tell him about this. He definitely he's been open to like all this stuff
for sure,
and just coming in and chopping it up. Yeah. So him and Juju, his business manager, they started it, and they I just had a couple conversations with them and definitely wanted to come on. And my main goal was just to sign Riz. Like I was like, that's what I wanted to come in on.
Yeah,
like
full circle, man.
Yeah, right.
Crazy,
right? So like,
there was a lot that happened in between when we started the episode about Vonnie Vo obviously opening up for Riz and Dan Hartzog giving you the fucking DJ board for the Riz show or whatever. To now, to being a huge part of getting him signed to Chaos Club.
Yeah. I mean, like, everybody's involved with it. Juju, Danny, he's comfortable with just Atlanta. He comes to the house. He stays at Danny's. He I think it was just a good situation because we're still indie label. We're partnered with Orchard Sony, but we're still indie. So, it was a great situation. We had a lot of love for him. I think we wanted to give a lot of ammo to it as well.
So what did you love about Riz so much? What do you love about Riz?
He pushes me. He keeps me on my toes. He's definitely one that like if he sees something that like I could be better at, he'll tell me.
So he challenges you.
He challenges me. He keeps it real with me. Or like when I said earlier, like we go through our times as like a group, as like my team, they know who they are, like in the ins and outs. But what makes like a beautiful team, a beautiful family is like going through those times and coming out on the greener side. And I think that's what we always do. And that's what Riz. He shines light on stuff that I might be like kind of putting my light on, but he's like, here.
Shine it brighter.
Yeah, here's the full picture.
Wow.
He does that for me a lot, whether he knows that or not.
If he sees this episode, then he now knows.
He definitely will. I'm sure some of them will watch it just to hear me talk and hear me do some dumb shit.
But so you've been, managing producers. You've been head of A&R now, brought on to work at Chaos Club, Danny Wolf's imprint. Obviously, you've had your hand in helping build producers, catalog and brand and their business. And then obviously now you've had a hand in building artists, right? With the, Naomi stuff, with Gabe, and then obviously now with Riz and Chaos Club's, label. What do you think the differences are between building up a producer and building an artist? And then what do you think are some of the similar things, right? Because I think people that are trying to, maybe break a producer or break an artist should know what you see are similar and what do you see are different.
We want to help some people out if possible on the podcast,
Always. The cut and dry is like producers, they're introverts. They stay inside. They want to cook up. There's some that are extroverts, Woods, who's like a DJ, who wants to be live and active. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them are in the studio and they want to get them beats out. They want to get placements, depending on what type of producer. A lot of them are extroverts. I mean, I'm probably wrong with that. The ones I deal with definitely are.
That's interesting to think about.
But artists, whether they say they're introverted or not, I mean, they're extroverts. I mean, they're putting your art out. You're putting yourself out.
Yeah.
So, just dealing with that. I think it's just a balance. It's producers just it's just one thing to put a beat, and that is music. I'm not taking away from that, but like, there's another thing when your voice projects. And you hear yourself and you say things that like are your personal things, so it's dealing with like such a level of care.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't care for my, like the producers.
I'm not talking about my life when I make a beat.
Yeah, like you're doing a feeling, you're in a vibe. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, bro, like artists be making you get out the studio because it gets so intimate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's intimate. You know, so like it's their career, bro. It's their life.
So that's a big difference, I would say.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference.
You have to adjust.
You have to adjust. But then it gets to a certain point where producers become the Metros and the Zaytovens and the Murdas and
They have a
the
brand.
Take a Day Trips and the, you know, the huge ones. I mean, it's happening for Woods right now.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, you know,
I can see it, man.
So like I'm
Love
now,
what you guys
you
are
know,
doing there.
you know, Twitch is a huge thing. You know, the management team is big on that. You know, I think
Who on your team is doing Twitch?
Woods.
Woods is on Twitch?
Yeah.
I'm going to follow him right now.
Oh, you have to. Bakkwoods 1.
Hey, maybe it'll inspire you to do your Twitch channel.
I've got an eye on Twitch.
Bro, you've
for
got to
sure.
get on it.
He's got to.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Let's
If
start
you're
with,
doing this shit,
Exactly.
Twitch.
Let's start with see if
Yeah.
I can keep the IG lives consistent. Let's start there.
So what's the end game? What are you building towards?
you
Because
know,
obviously you got the management company that you know you're working with Jamie with Airwaves.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be
Atlanta, and you
real.
have
Like
the head
that's
of A&R.
that's Jamie's baby. Like
Yeah.
that's not mine. You
No,
know,
for sure.
I
But he
can't-
clearly trusted you to
yeah,
to help
yeah. But I
accelerate
respect where
things.
I'm at with it at all times.
That's
you know,
fair.
so like. I have my goals too, but I want to build this Airwaves thing for Jamie, just you know, like with us and like go take it to the next level, you know, because that helps everyone else. But I have a couple things in mind. Like I want to be ahead of something of like my own company. Maybe it's a publishing, maybe it's a management, maybe it's a label. I don't know that yet. I think it's what I've told people before. It's been publishing. That's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm really good at it. I think I've understanded it a lot.
It seems like you've learned from some people. I mean, you know, even with like Danny having started his own thing, Danny Wolf,
Yeah.
Jamie having started his own thing, Gabe started his own
Oh
thing.
yeah, I
So
mean,
you're
bro,
surrounding yourself with entrepreneurs.
That's always been my thing. Is just like I've always just wanted to help because I didn't want to go too far into something that was mine and then like back out of it because like Jamie's never backed out of his and look where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Danny never backed out of his. Look where he's at. Gabe never backed out of his. I'm just like, you know, like it's gonna be that moment where it's gonna be like boom. Now you know exactly where you're at. And you know.
yeah. So you're just doing.
I'm
You're
just
just living
letting-
in the moment,
I'm
and
just-
when that door opens,
Yeah, that
You'll-
door is probably open.
It's right around the corner.
I just don't see it yet. And
But-
I'm just, you know, or it's not, you know, I'm very just wake up every day, have your daily checklist, you know, handle your business, whether it's personal or business, like handle
Yeah.
your shit. And, you know, everything else falls. Everything
Rest
else
will come.
Yeah, rest will come. Like,
beautiful.
I just like, yeah, don't know how I got here. I do, but
well, speaking of getting here, we are at a final segment of the One More Time podcast. It's Henry's favorite. It's everyone's favorite. Henry, where we at, my guy?
zest.
Jackson, this is the rapid fire rampage. Oh. It's a 3-part rampage.
Okay, let me fucking toast up.
Take a sip.
Buckle up, buddy.
Get ready for this one. So it's going to be some short answer questions, and then I'm going to do a this or that, where you just pick one or two choices, and then a word association. I'm going to give you one word. You give me one word back. Simple as that.
Okay, repeat that. I was not conjuring.
I'm going to go. I'm going to tell you as we go. So I'm going to start with some short answer questions. Off the top of your head. Rapid fire rampage. Jackson Mumford. Initiate rampage. Give us one artist in your top 5 of all time.
Young Thug.
Give us one soccer player in your top 5 of all time.
Harry Kane.
Is there a genre of music that you secretly like?
Country.
He's good so far.
He's rapid.
Tomorrow, Joe Biden exiles you from America. Where do you go live?
Go to fucking England.
Fucking England.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
If you were in the music industry, but not as an A&R or manager, what would you be?
I would be an accounting admin.
It's the worst dream.
because I want to pay out quicker than these goddamn labels do.
The reasoning was immaculate. So.
And then I'm sure I'm gonna get.
and the crowd goes wild.
I guarantee after this drops and someone sees this, I'm gonna get a text. You owe me for an invoice.
Or you just have a lot of wire transfers that come in right after this episode drops. That's the other option.
That's possible. That's right.
And we will take our commission off of those invoices that get paid.
Boy, everybody and you these days. All right, what's up?
So the city of Atlanta decrees that Jackson Mumford can only eat at one restaurant for the rest of his life. What do you choose?
Yard House.
Damn, he's fast, man. Most of our guests, I have to do some editing magic to make it seem like they're fast.
Not this one. If you came out tomorrow as a tropical house DJ and producer, what would your stage name be?
Ooh, Gingy, bro, probably. That's what people call me in high school, Gingy.
Gingy.
Yeah.
DJ Gingy.
That just sounds like tropical.
It does.
Yeah. Like a crush, like a crush soda would be like my signature thing.
It'd be like
Wow.
a colored...
He's really thought about this, Henry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
a colored rum drink.
I definitely do daydream. Or not, just like when I'm in bed at night, like I just like, hey, what would be if I was this person, who would I be? A lot of times I daydream about just being like music and like shit. Just cause the next day something might come up and I was daydreaming about that. Like I could have a good idea for their career.
Yeah.
Cause I was dreaming it about mine, but I'm not going to do that in real life.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Give us one of the dumbest things you've ever done.
Can I say this? I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble, but I did pay him off. The prom, I threw a party and I put my name on it on my fake ID. And they came at me on some like, you're going to jail if you don't pay this X amount of money. And like my boy Presty, shout out Presty, I didn't have that money at the time. Pulled up with it all in hand.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash.
Love.
And then the day before.
So that was the best thing he's ever done, and it was the dumbest thing you've ever done.
Yeah. And then to switch around, I gave him, I returned all the money right before he went to some like concert or some shit. He was so lit on it.
Wow.
But that could be the dumbest thing. I mean, there's so
That's
many.
a good one. Yeah. Just needed one. We just needed one.
No. My parents will not. If I don't tell this, like if they watch this, they probably will because they love their son. They have to.
Yeah. This is an exclusive interview.
They will want me to tell this one.
Okay.
All right, so I'm in Orlando, Florida. I'm in high school. Okay, I was super stoned at the time, and I'm like, all right, I need to go out and like I could get some food, I guess, or some shit. I don't know.
Sounds about right.
I get into the
That's
car.
what you do when you get stoned.
Yeah.
I get into the car. So our mailbox was like an old.
I see where this is going.
Woo! It's just like it was brick,
Okay.
and it was just like an old brick, it was an old house, and yeah, basically I just get in that bitch and I'm like lit on life, and I'm just like boom, 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 smacked it. I mean, shattered that shit, bro. Shattered it. Gonzo. Crazy.
The mailbox and the car.
Yeah, the car was fucked, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done.
That works.
Yeah, I don't know. Me and my brother were some bad kids, for sure.
You gotta,
Just pretend like those are the only ones. You don't have to keep going to make you sound.
You're making it worse.
Yeah. He's like, well, I have a laundry.
I don't care. Like, I like telling that stuff. I think it's funny kid stuff. I think like, other kids are like, I don't want to tell them, like, bro, I think this shit's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is that like
Exactly.
I can picture that. If some kid told me that today, I'd be like, bruh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's why it's on the rapid fire rampage.
There we go. Let's
Last
go.
one of the short answers. If you could manage anybody dead or alive, who would it be? We got one.
This
We
is
stumped him.
This is a good one.
Thank God. He couldn't be flawless.
Lil Snoop. When I told you, like, I was like, my brother was like always the tastemaker. Well, in my high school, me and my boy Phil Court brought Lil Snoop to my high school, and everybody
That's crazy.
Everybody went crazy.
Nice.
Along with a bunch of other shit, but yeah, that was like my one. I would definitely manage him. He was like
Shout out Lil Snoop.
He was gonna be the one.
R.I.P.
Speaker knockers too.
Speaker knockers.
South Carolina.
R.I.P. as well. Indeed. Okay, moving on to the this or that portion of the rapid fire rampage. I'm gonna give you two choices. Just pick one of them off the top of your head. Here we go. EDM or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Drums or flats?
Drums.
Shower or bath?
Oh wait, you were talking drums and flats like wings. Flats.
Good call. Good call.
I thought you were talking about like 808s,
Flats,
like
man.
flat high or something. I was like, oh, drums. I fucking love 808s.
Flat 808s or in key.
What
808s.
the fucking A&R answer? He can't even remember that it's 2 wing choices.
All right.
Shower or bath?
Shower.
Weed or alcohol?
Weed.
Laptop or phone?
Laptop. Phone. Phones basically are laptops now. That's
right.
Phones are basically laptops
That's
now.
right.
Thanks, Steve Jobs. R.I.P.
Stadium concert or outdoor festival?
Outdoor festival.
TV shows or movies?
Movies.
Artists or producers? Yeah, we're calling someone out right now. You could pass.
Nah, producers.
Is that just because we have a producer?
No,
in the room?
they know that. Producers know that. My artists know that. Everybody who I work with know that. I love producers. We manage producers.
Here we go.
Beach house or mountain cabin?
Beach house.
YouTube or podcasts?
YouTube podcast.
That was Ben's answer.
That was my answer.
Great answer. Day or night?
Night.
A&R managing.
Managing.
What a part 2 of the Rampage.
He's doing great.
He is.
Really
killing
impressed.
it. Actually killing it.
Yeah,
Last part of the rapid fire Rampage
Yeah.
is going to be the word association. I'm going to give you one word. Give me the first word back off the top of your head. Here we go.
Rampage!
Dub.
Step.
Video games.
What?
That works? Anxiety.
Attack.
Fashion.
Nova.
This is not a sponsored episode.
We wish it was.
Hell no.
Sports.
Cast.
Bitcoin.
Lover.
Guitar.
Center.
Atlanta.
Hawks.
Wow.
Ice Trader Gang.
I think this is subliminally.
Yeah.
Ice.
Bass.
Head.
That's what I thought was coming. Salad.
Dressing.
Samples.
Me. Sample me. It's kind of kinky.
Government.
Narcs.
Oh.
Riz la Vie.
Is the GOAT.
What a rampage.
What a rampage. What an episode. This has been Jack Mumford, manager extraordinaire, head of A&R at Chaos Club. Up to big things, man. We
I
really
appreciate you
loved-
guys.
Yeah, we really loved having you on, helping tell your story.
Appreciate y'all.
You're just getting started. Things
Hell
are
yeah.
really starting to.
I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Let's do
Follow
episode. I don't know. I want to do a special one. Can we do a
69.
special one?
Do you want to be on the 100th?
Yeah,
that's a
we
big
should
one.
do because you should do.
That'll give
like,
you 84 weeks
No,
to
no, no.
make some really crazy shit
Oh,
happen.
that's happening.
Okay.
It's about to happen. In a
and it's
couple.
done.
There it is.
Episode 100 coming up soon.
Jackson Mumford.
Hey, no. What I would say is like if you get someone more of the team on, what would be a really great podcast?
The whole team.
Was get a setup and like get like me and Jamie and Da. And
Done.
Like that interaction would be fucking
Done.
hilarious.
We'd love to make it happen.
Let's do it. Let's
Team,
do it.
we'd love to have you on the podcast. This has been another episode of the One More Time podcast. We're here every week, every Thursday. Can't get rid of me and Henry. Sorry about that.
Won't
but
happen.
until next week, Henry, what are we doing?
We're out of here.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Howdy.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Hop up in a foreign skirt, no. All the homie, this shit tripping, no. Middle finger to the